ABC 17 News on KMIZ starts now.
At least 2 people were shot in downtown Columbia early this morning in the 10th block of North 5th Street. Thanks for choosing us after the game. I'm Chanel Porter. ABC 17's Hannah Falcon is live in studio after talking to community members about the incident. And Hannah, Columbia police responded to the scene after 2:30 a.m. where they found several victims with injuries who are now being treated at the hospital.
Yes, Chanel, community members are concerned about the effect this kind of violence may be having on children.
I can't put a number on it, and that's the sad part about it.
The shooting in Columbia early this morning has community members concerned about rising crime. Police say several people were injured and there are no suspects at the time. Columbia police have responded to 150 other shots fired incidents and 375 shots heard in the past year. I talked to community activist Raymond Hall while he was working with the children of Dream Tree, a nonprofit he founded to put kids on the right track, just a block away from the shooting.
No one's ever told them that they could pick up a book, a trade, other than picking up a gun.
Dream Tree teaches art, trade skills, mental health practices, and more. Today's topic was financial literacy. Hall told me the goal of Dream Tree is to prevent these kids from ever getting involved in violence in the first place.
Prevention is better than a cure. So what we're trying to do is catch these kids early to prevent them, give them other options.
Hall said there are about 25 kids participating in Dream Tree. Back to you, Chanel.
Hannah, thank you. CPD said there are no suspects in the shooting right now. Columbia police are investigating an incident in Columbia. Last night around 11, 4 Columbia Police Department cars and the Boone County Sheriff's Office were seen along the intersection of Clark Lane and Hanover Boulevard. Law enforcement was seen investigating with flashlights and a dog within the surrounding areas. We have reached out to both departments for more information on this incident. One man was seriously injured in a crash early this morning in Callaway County. Kyle Canada, 24 of Fulton, was traveling on Route HH north of Airway Road just after 1 a.m. when his vehicle traveled off the roadway and struck a fence. According to the crash report, the vehicle overturned several times before coming to a stop. Canada was transported by ambulance to University Hospital with serious injuries. He was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. One man is recovering from serious injuries after crashing into a concrete wall in Camden County. 62-year-old Kenneth S. was driving a motorcycle along Red Run Road in Camdenton last night when he sped up and did a wheelie on the bike. The bike then crashed into a concrete wall. Kenneth was taken by ambulance to Lake Regional Hospital for his injuries. He was not wearing a helmet at the time of the crash. 2 people are seriously injured after being involved in a Montgomery County crash last night. The crash happened just before 6 last night along Route A at Bates Street. A first responder was headed to an emergency call with his lights on when he didn't acknowledge another car in the intersection. 29-year-old Patrick Powers hit 18-year-old Sadie Gosson, who was in the intersection, and caused her car to run off the right side of the road and hit a stop sign. Both victims were taken to University Hospital to be treated for their injuries. As of this morning, Powers has been released from the hospital. A teenager is recovering after totaling his car in a crash last night. A 16-year-old boy was driving along Route 87 near Shalom Drive in Montauk County when his car went off the left side of the road. The car then crossed over a driveway into the air and hit a utility pole. It then hit a fence and overturned. The teen was not wearing a seatbelt at the time and was seriously injured in the crash. He was taken to Lake Regional Hospital and then flown to University Hospital. One person was flown to University Hospital after a crash in Phelps County yesterday. A 63-year-old was riding his bicycle westbound in the eastbound lane when he was hit by a car. He suffered serious injuries from the crash. The driver of the car was not injured. The 63-year-old was flown from Phelps Health to University Hospital after the crash. As of this morning, he was in critical condition. Summer weather is not gone just yet, as we could be in the 90s to start the week. ABC 17 Storm Track forecaster Chance Gotch has this week's forecast from our Weather Center tonight. Hey, Chance.
Yeah, Chanel, you said it best. We're not out of that summer grip just yet, but it is in sight right now. Those temperatures looking at mid-70s across much of central Missouri. We're going to continue to see that trend of cooling down throughout the overnight hours. but right now we're sitting pretty comfortable if you're out and about celebrating that Mizzou win earlier over SEMO. Right now we're looking at 76 here in Columbia. Looking a little bit further west, starting to cool down. Sedalia at 72, and Camdenton also sitting at 72 degrees right now. Now we will be cooling down to 67 degrees for the overnight low, mostly clear skies. And you might be wondering, why are we seeing these warmer temperatures? Well, it's thanks to that southeasterly flowing wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now as you're heading out the door tomorrow morning, maybe you're going to church or maybe you're just getting some breakfast. Those temperatures are going to be looking a little bit warmer than what we're used to seeing at this time of the year. Usually we're sitting at 60s for the lows, but 6 a.m. sitting at 69 degrees, 8 a.m. 71, and almost 80 degrees by 10 a.m. sitting at 79 degrees, but going to be seeing mostly clear skies. Now as you're heading out the door tomorrow, what do you want to get? Well, maybe some flip-flops and sunglasses along with some sunscreen, just because that UV index is going to be looking a little bit high with those mostly clear skies. Now let's take a look at those dew points. Going to be riding a little bit of that humidity out until we have a cold front start to come through Monday into Tuesday. And with that, those dew points really shoot down, and we're going to be having a dry air mass over us. So it's not going to be too bad. Take a look at that 70 forecast. That overnight cold front comes in Monday night into Tuesday. Going to bring more chances of some scattered showers and storms. Then it starts to fade out. And first day of fall, looking like fall temperatures. Looking at 74 for the high, and really sitting close to average by the end of the week into the weekend for those highs.
The Columbia Police Department held a recruitment event today at the Molly Thomas Bowden Neighborhood Policing Center. Currently, CPD has 14 police officer openings. Sergeant Kim German with CPD says the department goes around the state to job fairs, police academies, and colleges and universities to find new recruits. German says they are out looking for officers with, quote, high moral character.
While it's important that our police force reflects our demographics within the city, we can only take the people that apply. We want people who are young and energetic and excited to be in this career, but we also want people with life experience.
To find out more on how to become an officer, you can visit our website, abc17news.com.
Just ahead on ABC 17 News, where the news comes first.
Authorities in Florida are searching for the fiancé and person of interest in the Gabby Petito missing persons case. We'll have the details after the break.